y'all, and welcome back with your girl. Let's Talk Choices TV. Y'all, we're gonna get into Nolan's Wells. What happened to him on Horn Island? I believe if he drowned, accidentally drowned. The way he have so many friends, the way everybody like to be around him, I do believe someone saw something, y'all. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna sit back, go back, rewind, and listen to what happened on Horn Island.
To me. Nolan lit up every room he walked in. 4th of July, everybody was out there. Nolan rode out on the Triton, and then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There was 4 guys on that. The rest of the group, which was probably ranged from maybe 10 to 15 or 16 people on my buddy's time on it.
Yeah, so y'all pretty much having a good time. And then you guys get ready to leave prematurely.
Right.
And like, what? Explain that, because you guys got there around 10.
Yeah.
It's now 4:30.
Right.
People are still out there partying, and they're having a good time. But something happened to where it necessitates you guys to get the boat up and running. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So, I had a girl come up to me and say, "Hey, your brother just got in a fight," and obviously, I have a younger brother, and that's who she was talking about, and I was freaked out. So I walked over to the beach, and
Okay, y'all, I want to move back to this. It's a monster out there, and the monster out there was fighting them kids. And I always said that, y'all. But I want y'all to listen, okay? What I'm gonna do, I got so many videos I want y'all to listen to. I'm not gonna stop them. I'm just gonna play them all the way through, okay? Because we gotta find out who's the monster. Even one little brother got to fighting.
your brother just got in a fight, and obviously, I have a younger brother, and that's who she was talking about, and I was freaked out. So I walked over to the beach, and I didn't walk over. I ran over. I made a beeline. I didn't talk to anybody. Put my drink down and walked over there. And my brother was kind of angry, and there was a lot going on. But someone was getting pulled away. I don't know who it was. And my brother was like, "Oh, I just got in a fight, and this guy punched me in the face, and I punched him right back." And then went to the ground. My brother put him in an armbar. And
was Nolan involved in any of this?
Absolutely not. When I was over there, it was a bunch of younger guys like my brother's age, and I mean, Nolan. I never saw Nolan over there. No. Absolutely not. And okay, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
So you get ready to go. There's an issue with the boat.
Okay, yeah.
And this is
well,
what
this led up to that. That's what I was saying.
So the fight happened. You with your brother, or a little scuffle. I'm assuming that it was cleared up.
Right.
You got your brother out of that situation, and then how did you find out that this boat is sinking?
Well, I walked back over, and like we're probably around each other for a little bit. I mean, I wasn't thinking anything about it. I pulled my brother off the beach. I was just like, "Listen, get in the water, hang out with us, calm down." I mean, he was calm, but I didn't want anything else to happen, And so once I got back over to the boat, I got on the Triton, and the Triton had probably about 6 inches of water up to the transom. And I was freaked out because I'm good friends with Wyatt, and that was his boat. And, no water's coming out, no access water's coming out, and it was a big issue, because I think the reason was because there were so many people getting on and off the boat, and at some point the boat was very, very crowded, and there was just a lot of people on, so it drags water in. And eventually, I think over time, we were out there for a couple hours, the boat just started filling up with water. So I popped the starboard side hatch, and the battery.
Hey, baby.
The battery was completely underwater.
ATL.
When it trimmed down.
ATL, can you hear the video? Capricorn, can you hear the video? He was drunk and drowned. Okay, he was drunk and drowned. Okay. Can y'all hear the video? Because I want to put a 1 in the check if y'all can hear the video. Okay. Thank you, baby.
I mean, my buddy would go to trim it down from the console, and it'd trim down, and then it'd come right back up. And so Wyatt's trying to throw a rear anchor, so we're caught, and he's, yelling at people. Everybody's kind of freaking out. And eventually, I'm like yelling at other people, trying to tell them, calm down, like, the boat could possibly sink, and I'm not paying attention to everyone around me. I was paying attention to my buddy's boat. And that's what all my other friends that were on that boat were doing, trying to solve the problem.
So you're on the boat now, the water's getting up to the point where the boat may be disabled to where you couldn't get it out.
Correct.
From Horn Island. So what happens after that?
Wyatt jumps in the water, tries to throw a rear anchor, and my buddy Meyer, he was sitting, looking, trying to pull trash out the bilge. And the bilge is basically a pump that pulls the water, the excess water out the boat. So the bilge was failing to work. So any excess water was just sitting in the boat. It wasn't getting pumped out. And I looked over the gunnel, and I looked at the release hole for the bilge, and it was even with the water. So, I mean, we're all freaking out. All of our, we're not focused on anything else other than the boat. Well, then, eventually, my buddy Bart on the timeline is like, I'm going to pull y'all out to where we're out of all this, all this chaos. Because we left at 4:30, and there was still...
And what tripped me out, Bart, people blaming Bart, but Bart came out to help them. Ain't that crazy, y'all? Bart came out to help warn them, but people blaming Bart. And they make it seem like Nolan is out in the water on the boat. That's what people not want, but people make it seem like he was out there on the boat and something happened and he drowned. That's the way the people talking, y'all. Social media.
As many people there, if not more, than when we got there. I mean, probably around the same amount. I mean, it was crazy. Like, there was a lot of people, and eventually, Bart pulls us out. We left at 4:30, but we really weren't pulled out away from everybody. We were probably about a quarter mile out, and we had the towing strap pulled from, Bart's port side cleat or starboard side cleat.
Okay. So Bart, y'all, let's clear it up. When you hit a 911 call, that was earlier. So somebody must have called and canceled that call. Bart came along and pulled them from the boat. And that's what happened with the boat situation. So Bart wasn't on the boat with them, y'all. Bart had his own boat and he pulled their boat. So evidently we haven't heard the Sea-Tow council call. See, it's a lot of videos missing in this. It's a lot of videos missing. You say, is that the guy who was crying after Charlie Kirk? Oh, I don't know about that.
He was
focusing on
the
Nolan.
starboard side bow, and so he was rubbing on his power pole. So Bart turned around, pulled up next to our boat, and we were just trying to get it situated. So that's when Wyatt called Sea-Tow, and Wyatt was like, calls him, because the cell service isn't great at the island, but once you can use your phone, but stuff might not descend, and
Hold on. Let me see what he said right here.
side cleat or starboard side cleat, and he was on our starboard side bow, and so he was rubbing on his power pole. So Bart turned around, pulled up next to our boat, and we were just trying to get it situated. So that's when Wyatt called Sea-Tow, and Wyatt was like, calls him, because the cell service isn't great at the island, but once you can use your phone, but stuff might not descend, and it's not great. You got maybe one more, it won't work that well. But once you get a little off the island, you have cell coverage, and even on the island, like I called my mom when we were on the island. It was fine. Like we had enough cell coverage to make a phone call or shoot a text over, but you don't have enough cell coverage to like send a picture, for example. So what?
So I want to go back.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I want to touch on that real quick because the phone thing came up at some point. And so was it when you guys got off the boat?
Yeah.
I mean, were people taking their phones off the boat, or is that not typical? Because I know that Nolan's phone was left on the boat, right? Even though after you guys had left. So can you explain that? Because I think people need to understand this a little clearer.
Yeah.
Was it typical for people to have their phones left on boats, or did they keep their phones in the water?
Yeah. I mean, everybody kind of goes out to the island to get away from, their phones and everything else. So I know I got on the boat to get away from, just the regular world. And no, when you're waist deep in water, no one's carrying their phone in their hand. Especially at Horn Island, the water has been very, very murky because of the rain, and it's just very risky. If you're gonna have your phone in the water, some people might for a couple minutes and like maybe taking some pictures of each other. I know a lot of girls like to take.
Okay. I don't think they were even thinking about telling Nolan, Nolan here, after he didn't get on the boat, I don't think their mind was even concentrating on saying, Nolan, get your phone, Nolan. They're not even thinking about no phone. They were just getting ready to leave. You know what I mean? Who thinks about a phone when they mind wasn't on the phone? So they were just telling him to get on the boat. So I can understand the phone being left on the boat.
In the water at Horn Island, guys do too. Like people like to take pictures, and but a lot of the pictures you see are on the boat for a reason. And so, no, I mean, if someone is on their phone in the water, they're using it real quick and then putting it right back on the boat. We were all waist deep in water. No one's sitting there scrolling on their phone. I never saw that once, and I've never seen that once. And I've been out to the island my whole life. I mean, that's just not something people do. People are on their phones, and everybody has their phone, yes, but it's always on the boat. No one's getting off the boat.
Yeah, can I ask y'all something? We just talking, y'all. We're not saying these are my opinions, and my opinions not necessarily based on facts. We just talking, having a conversation with my people. But listen, y'all. Was Nolan... I got something else to play to y'all. His friend, when one of his friends was talking, not Warren, but Javon's friend was talking, the way Warren speaks is like all the friends, he didn't say it, but all the friends are right there together on their boats. But when Javon speaks like Nolan was way over there, and we was all the way over here. So to me, Nolan still was out there surrounding friends out there in the water. I still think that it was an altercation with someone not from their school. I really do. Everyone on that boat needs to be interrogated. I think they were interrogated. But you know what, J2? I believe that I'm going to keep saying it. When them kids was out there, they had other kids from other schools out there too. Somebody out there was bullying them kids because one brother got in the fight. And I mean, they were tussling. Warren said this boy hit him. Now, why would somebody else hit somebody else's child? But out there in the island, and they said his brother got into it, and he said his brother. And then turn around, Tristan got into a fight. Why they fighting out there like that? So could Nolan have gotten into a fight with someone out there and defend himself? Because if Nolan was around his friends after they left, Y'all need to check and find out who them people need, them other kids need to talk. All them other friends there's some more friends, y'all. They need to talk. So we can solve this case. Them other kids need to talk. Let's find out who those bullies are out there, and they don't need to get away with this crime. They don't need to get away. Cause something happened to Nolan.
with their phone. So
you guys get ready to leave out of there, getting towed out.
yeah.
And then where's Nolan in this situation?
Well, Nolan was, the last time I saw Nolan was 3 o'clock, and Nolan was cradling a girl in his arms, Katie. Katie.
And it's amazing how nobody blaming Warren. Y'all grown people, we're not blaming Warren. It's amazing how Warren know what time, the timeline. It's amazing how he put the timeline together. He said it was 3 o'clock. He looked at his clock, watch, and said it was 3 o'clock when he saw Nolan cradling with Katie. I thought they didn't know the girl.
Katie, Nolan was sitting there, and the last time I saw him, I looked at Nolan, and Nolan was like shaking his head, laughing, and I was like, "Dude, you crazy." I was like just joking with him, and but anyway, Nolan. That was the last time I laid eyes on him. But when we were leaving, obviously, no one is getting left at the island that came with us, unless they demanded to, be there and asked. This is a very common thing at Horn Island. When you're out there, a lot of people are out there with someone and in with somebody else all the time. I've done that.
I like what Warren said. Warren said it's this should, in other words, that it shouldn't have happened, because Warren said like it shouldn't have happened, because even though if you bring somebody out there, they do have a way back, and that's what Warren said. So it make it seem like it's a cool island, but Nolan didn't come back out of 1,000 of people.
100 times. It's a very common thing, but
Yeah, we listened to the 911 call so many times.
Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl, and my buddy.
So I don't understand how. Now, listen, people. Everybody can speak their opinion, but Nolan, how is Nolan sitting by the boat? I'm just saying, cause see these young people, and they talk different language. So I'm a grandma and a mother, so I'm gonna see things differently. So Nolan was sitting by the boat. How's he sitting by the boat with Katie? Katie is gonna break this case. Katie is gonna be the one we need to hear her talk.
Yelled for Nolan, get on the boat. We're leaving. The boat's having issues, and no, he didn't say that, but he was panicking. Nolan, get the F on the boat. Get on the boat. And Nolan said, "No, I'm staying out here. I'm gonna ride in with somebody else." And it's not uncommon to hear, but it's not.
So and Nolan knew he had a ride there, y'all. Even Warren admitted that once you get out there, you're gonna get a ride back. You're gonna get a ride back. And Nolan wanted to stay because Nolan wanted to ride back. When Nolan wanted to ride back, Nolan should have been left on that island. There's no way nobody, I don't care how crowded that island was, I guarantee somebody know Nolan. Everybody know Nolan. Them boys know Nolan. Not them, but the other ones.
My buddy asked him one time. My buddy asked Nolan multiple times to get on the boat. Nolan, get on the boat. Get on the boat. We're leaving. If you're coming, you got to come now. And Nolan made a decision to stay out
Right,
on the island.
Jay.
And like he said,
How many people heard that?
at least 5 to, I mean, everyone that was on our boat right there, because the Palm Beach had already left. My buddy went ahead and went home on the Palm Beach, and 3 guys on the way back. And Nolan wasn't the only person to ride out there with us and in with somebody else. I mean, we had multiple people in our group that rode out with us and rode in on someone else's boat. And that, like I said, that's not an uncommon thing to do, you know? I mean, a lot of people do that. I could name probably 50 people out there that day that ran out with somebody and ran back in with somebody else. So, I mean, it's not like it's an uncommon thing, but it's not like we just left him there, or my friends just left him there. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to get on the boat.
And Nolan has every right to want to stay out there. Nolan, can't nobody tell Nolan what to do. Nolan can stay out there if he wanted to. He can stay. He don't have to ride back. He could stay, and nothing shouldn't happen to him when he stayed. So he's right. Not one, but Nolan could stay if he wanted to stay. He didn't have to ride. He knew he was going to get a ride back. That ain't Nolan's first time on the island either. That's why I know somebody bullied him out there. And we need to lock them up, the bullies that get away who watching everybody channel.
Decided to stay.
And I heard the girl that he was with, Katie, had text somebody that she heard people yelling
Correct.
for Nolan to get on it. Is that
Yeah,
true?
and I have a picture of that. She texted my buddy, and the next day everybody was panicking, and everybody's texting Katie, you know, because she was obviously seen with Nolan the whole day at the island. Katie sent a message to my buddy the next day and said, you know, this is the last time I saw him.
So Katie is popular. If she's a popular girl that everybody want to talk to, everybody like, is Katie is that kind of girl? Because it seems like everybody know Katie. Everybody know Katie. Like she's popular. She's a popular girl. What is it about Katie? Cause the family like Katie. It's Nolan family like Katie. Everybody know Katie.
You know, he's really sweet. But she also mentioned that the last time she saw Nolan was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat. And she was right there to see that Nolan decided not to.
Yeah.
But she didn't. But Katie didn't say that the friend was yelling at Nolan. No, Katie. They alleged that Katie, because I really ain't heard Katie say anything. Katie said they mentioned that Katie said that Nolan walked her to her boat. And then I hear that Katie like, oh, it was a hey bye thing, but Katie haven't spoken. We don't know what Katie said. Hey, baby.
So you guys get in the boat, you start to get towed in, and you make it back. Now explain how did you get to the point where you were concerned about Nolan? Because obviously you said, hey Nolan, y'all need to, or somebody, not
When
you,
did I get
but
to that point?
you guys had made mention Nolan need to get on boat.
Yeah.
You guys get back to wherever you're going.
Right.
Explain that. Did you guys go back to somebody's house, or you guys like what happened there? And then when did you feel like, well, wait a minute, where's Nolan?
Right, okay. Well, running in was very chaotic. I mean, Nolan chose to stay on the island, so my focus wasn't on anything else other than the boat, you know, because if the boat doesn't get in, then no one gets in, you know. I don't want to sink out there on my buddy's boat, and no one does, but my buddy Wyatt jumped out and pulled the plug on the boat once we kind of got out there, because he got the motor to trim down, and the motor trimmed down. My buddy Wyatt pulled the plug, and we planed off. We moved all the way to the front of the boat so we could plane off, and eventually we planed off, and the boat was running. So when you're...
I mean, why are we describing what's wrong with the boat? I'm just saying, why are we describing what's wrong with the boat? We need to find out what happened to Nolan. We need to find out what's going on, what happened to Nolan. Did everybody call other friends out there when they got off the boat? I want them to focus on Nolan, not the boat.
planed off and you have water in the boat and you're hauling, we're going pretty fast. We're going probably 40, 42 miles an hour. And so all that excess water that was built up in the boat is coming out of the boat. So, I mean, that's what we had to do. So we ran into Fort Bayou, and we didn't just run straight to my buddy's grandparents' house. We ran into Fort Bayou. A couple of us jumped in the water, and Wyatt, like, the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat. So then after that, we went and docked it, and I went back to my buddy's house, and we ate and napped for a little bit. It was a long day.
And see, the friend didn't drown. The friend jumped out the boat and could net something up. He didn't drown. So we got to find out why, if Nolan drowned, how he drowned, why he drowned, what time he drowned, whereabout was he when he drowned. Because the way they found him at is crazy.
So, we were all tired, and eventually we go over to a girlfriend of mine. She was having people over for 4th of July. We were doing like fireworks and stuff, so we all went over there to swim and hang out. And
this infamous picture that I've seen online of Nolan in the water in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Where is this picture associated with? Because you said you guys went back to swim. Nolan wasn't with you.
Yeah.
So where's this picture at? Like,
right.
What's the context around that picture that's been floating?
That picture is taken on June 27th, a week before the 4th of July. We all went to a friend of ours in Pass Christian.
So that picture was the week before the 4th of July, y'all. Okay. The one when everybody said, oh, that's Nolan in the pool. He was in the pool, but that was the week before the 4th of July.
Bay St. Louis, Pass Christian. We all went over there to hang out, and
And Nolan was in that picture.
Nolan was in that picture, and if you look in the picture, my arm is around Nolan in that picture, and I mean, that was a week before the 4th of July, so that picture is not associated with it. Even the same, I mean, that was like a week before, so yeah.
So you guys are now at women and having a good time at a lady friend's house.
Right. I never got to the pool. I talked to her dad for a while, and I mean, all my friends were downstairs. I went upstairs, talked to her dad. We were talking about boats and stuff, and I've been with my friends all day. I was just talking to everybody, but
So you talked to the young lady's dad, and then how long was it before you realized, or you guys realized that? Well, where's Nolan at?
I mean, I went back downstairs, and all my friends were just hanging out, and my buddy Wyatt had addressed, talk about Nolan, and I was like, well, where is Nolan? Have y'all heard from him? And he was like, no, we haven't. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, it's a little concerning. Like, I mean, I'm not freaking out or anything, but like, I'm trying to find out where Nolan is. So I texted Javon, and I was like, hey, and also a couple other buddies that I had at the island. I was like, hey, have y'all seen Nolan? Did he ride in with y'all? And all the boys were like, no. Well, I texted Javon, and I was like, hey, can you send me Miss Christine's number? Because I haven't heard from Nolan, and if she hasn't heard from Nolan, then I'm calling the Coast Guard. And so eventually, Javon sends me her number.
Who is her? That's
Miss Christine.
Miss Christine.
Yeah, Nolan's mom. Yeah.
Okay, hold up for a second. Say that again. Hold up, let me back this back. Let me see something. I'll put it right here for a second.
And how long was it before you realized, or you guys realized that? Well, where's Nolan at?
I mean, I went back downstairs, and all my friends were just hanging out, and my buddy Wyatt had addressed, talk about Nolan, and I was like, well, where is Nolan? Have y'all heard from him? And he was like, no, we haven't. And I was like, okay, well, it's a little concerning. Like, I mean, I'm not freaking out or anything, but like, I'm trying to find out where Nolan is. So I texted Javon, and I was like, hey, and also a couple other buddies that I had at the island. I was like, hey, have y'all seen Nolan? Did he ride in with y'all? And all the buddies were like, no. Well, I texted Javon, and I was like, hey, can you send me Miss Christine's number? Because I hadn't heard from Nolan, and if she hasn't heard from Nolan, then I'm calling the Coast Guard. And so eventually...
Okay, so that's a smart young man, and I know the parent appreciates you calling, because she would never know her son was missing. So Warren was concerned about Nolan. So he called Javon. And Javon gave him Nolan's mother number because he didn't have Miss Christine's number.
Javon sends me her number.
Who is her? That's
Miss Christine.
Miss Christine.
Yeah, Nolan's mom.
Nolan's mom.
Yeah, and I walked down to the dock because there was a lot of people. It was not a lot, but there was probably 15 of our friends there, and I was just like, walked down to the dock with a couple of my buddies, and I got on the phone. I called Miss Christine, called her the first time. She didn't answer. I called her a second time, and I got on the phone with her, and I asked her if she had heard from Nolan. She said no. And I said, all right, well, don't freak out. I'm going to call the Coast Guard. And this was at about 11 o'clock.
So what's your intent in calling the Coast Guard, right? Because right now, Nolan could be with a chick. He could be with somebody else.
Oh, my God. I see what you put, not so. I ain't gonna say nothing about that one. But that crossed my mind, but I don't want to think like that. I didn't want to think like that.
Going back with somebody else, what made you concerned enough that you felt like you couldn't weigh it
And
out?
I know that's the reason why you said that too, not so. You said that because the focus is on what happened to the boat, why the boat wasn't doing this and doing that. So you have your own rights to think like that.
Anymore, you had to call the Coast Guard.
Well, like I said, my friends and I have been on the water our whole life. Stuff happens.
Anybody come in this chat accusing them boys and causing trouble, I'm gonna block you. We're trying to find out what happened to Nolan. All right? We doing just like the police doing.
People die all the time. I know people that have died out there. And, it's a fun place to be, but it's also a very, very dangerous place to be if you're not handling it right. And Nolan, so I hadn't heard from him, and obviously I'm thinking I'd way rather be safe than sorry. I would rather call the Coast Guard 100 times and lose my mind over it, and my buddy be okay, than, not, and me not know where he is and him not be okay. And so I called the Coast Guard, and I talked to them on the phone for like 20 minutes, gave them a description, what Nolan was wearing, the last place we were at, the last time I saw him, who were we with, what boat we were on, the conditions of the water, just a summary. And I called Miss Christine back after, and I talked to her, and I said I got in contact with the Coast Guard. I'm not sure who she called or what she did, but I think she said she was going to make a couple phone calls to either DMR or Jackson County Sheriff's Office, and I was thinking worst case scenario. I would way rather be safe than sorry about this.
So the mom, they not being fair with the mother. So she did contact one of the boys, Warren. She contacted Warren and Javon. So she did talk to someone.
So you called. So it seems like you called mom immediately.
Right.
Probably the first phone call that she got from anybody.
That's the first phone call
Right,
I made. And I would assume that's the first phone call she got from anybody because Javon hadn't called her. And, there's nothing wrong with that, but Javon hadn't called her. And, I was just worried about my friend. Stuff happens out there. Boat problems, it could be anything. But, there's a lot of stuff that happens out there. And I was just worried about my friend.
And so you guys made that call, nothing that night. And I'm assuming you wake up the next day, and then what happens?
I wake up the next day, at about 7:30, and my dad had texted me because obviously Nolan's photo was all over Facebook, and you know, I just saw it everywhere, and I was freaked out because I was like, oh my gosh, like, I assumed, Nolan's just, we had been drinking all day, and like, that he's just sleeping somewhere, and that he's okay, but I didn't want to believe that if we didn't know for sure. So, I mean, next day, I woke up and my stepdad walked to my room. He said, hey, like, have they heard anything about Nolan? Like, what's going on? Because I hadn't spoke to him. And he was like, I was like, yeah, no, like, I don't know. I had just gotten up. And he was like, all right, well, we're going and getting on the boat and looking for him. And I was like, okay, yeah. So I got my buddy Ricky. I got my buddy Brooks. I got my buddy Jax. My mom came on the boat with my stepdad and I. We all went out there and looked. When I got out there, there was dozens of DMR boats, helicopters, planes flying over Horn Island. And this wasn't just Horn Island. There was also Ship Island they were looking at, I'm sure, and Chandelier Island, Petty Boy. I mean, it wasn't just Horn Island specifically, but where I was at Horn, there were boats everywhere, and not just like random boats, but like, marine resource boats and, cops and, the whole nine. Like, it wasn't like there was just a couple boats looking for Nolan. There was planes and helicopters and, everybody. So.
And then after this, obviously they didn't find Nolan that day.
Right.
And so what was your reaction like when you heard the news, or how did you hear the news that they found Nolan's body?
Well,
Liberty Mutual helps you customize and save.
I think Warren can, if Warren can tell us what's going on.
Well, the next day, it got to be about 1 o'clock on July 5th, and I was like, my mind started to turn. I was like, man, if he's not awake yet, like, where is he? Like, I got very, very worried. And, I was with my buddy Brooks the next day, and we're driving, and my buddies were texting my group chat. They were like, hey, listen, and then I got a phone call from my buddy Trace, and he was like, hey, man, they just found his body. And I was like, I wanted to have hope, but it was really, really hard to have hope when they haven't found your buddy in the last 2 days. And but there's still a little bit of hope there, like maybe, he's not.
I noticed they used the word hope. He uses the word hope, and Tristan made me think that they go to. I know it don't have nothing to do with it. Made me think they believe that they go to church or something, because they uses the word hope. Tristan uses the word hope when he speaks, and Warren, they seem like they may be some good boys, y'all. I don't know. I'm just listening.
God, and maybe he's okay. But my reaction was just.
Why you call him dumb? Why you don't stop being rude, Gabriel? If you're not interested in the case, don't do that. Even if he got drunk and he drowned, somebody could have saved him. But why he has to be a dumb kid? Y'all say he was grown. Stop being mean. Now, see, don't do like that. Come on, y'all go over there and Nancy Grace chat and act like that, okay? Don't act like that over here. Jesus. They need to stop suing some of these people in the chat.
I was with my buddy Brooks, and I broke down. I mean, I haven't experienced death a lot, but especially with someone I'm as close with as Nolan, and I mean, I broke down, and I sat there on my buddy Brooks' shoulder, and I cried, and I was upset. I made a couple phone calls to my buddies and checked up on my buddies.
They have to use it to. They can really. What the reason why they removed it, baby, is because they have to find out what caused the drowning. That's what they're trying to find out. That's why they removed the net, to find out what the cause. So without the net part, it will make the the second autopsy undetermined. But the autopsy that they have sealed, that means that we should know something. Even if Nolan drowned, I say this, even if Nolan drowned, I need all the friends out there, all the people I know they bunched up. Somebody, if he was standing on the side of someone, they would have seen him drowning and they would have helped him. He's 6 feet. So he wasn't in shallow water when he drowned because he's 6 feet. What are they saying? He went out there in the water, tried to swim, wade over there by himself? I don't believe it. If he drowned, then somebody saw him drowning to me. If he was with his friends.
You know, I care about my buddies too. I mean, like, we're all experienced this. Like, we all realized at the same time. We all heard the news at the same time. Like, you know, he's gone. And so it was really, really hard on me. I mean, I've never experienced something like this, and it was traumatic. I mean, I can tell you where and when I was there, when I got that phone call, you know, where I was, and I just remember, like, it was insane. Like, I just... Okay,
that's just one of the friends, y'all. That's the friend. I would say that one is the friend that really told the mom. Without one, we wouldn't know nothing about Nolan. We wouldn't know Nolan was missing or what. Now, let's go to this friend. I want to take y'all to this friend. The reason why I brought y'all here, because this the friend Javon got the phone number from, got Miss Christine number from. This is the friend. Now, when y'all listen to this friend right here, yeah, he know how to swim. Yeah, he know how to swim. Now, back to what I was saying. This is Javon. This who you just heard Warren speaking of. He got a Nolan mother phone number from him. Listen how he described Nolan on the boat when he said wade over there and over here. And listen to what he said about Tristan.
So, but is that Nolan in the video?
I can't tell. It's too far away. But in that
Now,
video,
you heard what he just said. Did y'all hear what he said? What he mean by it's too far away? He said, if that Nolan in the boat, if that's Nolan in the video, I don't know, because it's too far away. These kids, see, they kids to me because I don't know how they got their own language. They got their own language. You said, I'm not, okay, I know, it'd be nice, Ink. Javon was probably be the one who finally come forward with the truth first. Now, listen what Javon said. And they didn't even question Javon. I don't understand that.
So, but is that Nolan in the video?
I can't tell. It's too far away. But in that video, I feel like the voices are too clear. Like from the side, it's too clear for it to be that far away, for it to be Nolan arguing. And then also that altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into the altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in the altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing.
Now, the boy he's speaking of, I'm going to play him next. I'm going to play him next. I was just taking y'all in the order of my video. So, the boy he's speaking of is going to be Tristan, who we're going to hear from next. Tristan got in the altercation. It's too much fighting out there, y'all. It's too much fighting out there. Y'all, please don't speak whatever you don't like. If you don't like certain people or race group, it's okay, but keep that to yourself, okay? Because right now, my job is to try to find out what happened to Nolan. And your preferences, I don't care who you like and who you don't like. Just keep it to yourself. So right now, just stay focused on my video. So I'm taking y'all in the order of the video, okay? So if you just joining us, I just played one friend that spoke by the name of Warren. And he got Nolan number from this dude. You got to listen to these kids, y'all. Now he's gonna explain to y'all about the video. And ain't nobody listening to him for some reason.
So, but is that Nolan in the video?
I can't tell, it's too far away, but in that video, I feel like the voices are too clear, like from the side. It's too clear for it to be that far away, for it to be Nolan arguing. And then also that altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into the altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in the altercation.
And he is right. He is right. It was this dude right here. It was Tristan that Javon's speaking of. But Mr. Crump said that he heard Nolan say, "Give me my phone." But that's not what his conversation was about, no phone. So what video do Mr. Crump has that we haven't seen? Because this is who Javon talking about. They took him out the island. So Tristan was telling the truth. They did take him out the island. I get to him next. But I just want y'all to know that's who Javon's speaking of. The friend that they took off the island.
They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing it. So
Describe that. That's kind of interesting. What was that about?
He was just very hostile. Like he was just like really like mad. Like they were trying to, like the parents on that boat were trying to get him out.
I'm curious if the police have. I know they said they're still investigating. Did any investigators ever speak to you about what you saw that day?
No, sir.
Really?
Why didn't the police see? Look how he looking. Why did the police talk to him? And look how he looking. Javon, why didn't the police talk to you? Cause they need to talk to you. But look who he say talk to him, y'all. Spoke to him. Listen.
Cops have not talked to you yet.
No, sir.
That's
I don't
odd.
see why the cops would have to talk to me. I mean, obviously.
You don't see why the cops has to talk to you. It's still your best friend. It's your friend. Just tell them what you know.
Like I had said my plea, like, because whenever I had talked to the people at Sunherd, it was whenever, the body was discovered, and the autopsy people and all those people were there.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm surprised. Because you knew Nolan well, and you knew that he was friends with these guys who were the last ones to be around him before his body was found. And I would think they would at least want to know, hey,
Right.
just the things we're asking. Right. Did you ever hear of any of this stuff? It's odd to me just to gather
You know what, Melissa? Yes, the cop didn't talk to everyone. And this boy right here, they needed to talk to him. But he said he made a plea. What kind of plea did he make? I'd never heard nobody talk like that. He made a plea. What plea?
Yeah, that the cops wouldn't have contacted you, yeah.
And that's fine. Like, I'm completely fine with that. Like I said, I have nothing to hide. Like, that's my boy, and I want him to find justice. Like, that, like, this whole case thing, like, whatever, like, this whole situation, none of this adds up to me. So, like, it's really hard, like, for, like, people to just, like, keep on saying things when, like, none of it adds up.
Seen the video that's been going around social media.
Okay. So now let's go to the dude who he talking about. Let's go to him. Now, my son, he didn't say anything, But we had a conversation. He asked me, he said, Mama, what you think about the friend that said the mama didn't know him at all? And I said, something ain't right about that. Because as a mother, I'll see if he be around Nolan the way he say he be around Nolan. I would recognize him. You know what I mean? I would tell people that, oh yeah, I recognize him, but he's not Nolan's best friend. But I won't act like he a ghost that I never seen him before. That's what I'm saying. But they don't know him. They say they never seen him before. Why would they have to lie about that? And what is going on with that? Something ain't right about that. Okay, so y'all, here go. This is the friend who Javon was speaking of.
You don't hear that though. You don't. So to turn it as like somebody's harping down on Nolan because of the color of his skin, you don't know us. You don't know our community. It's crazy that people are just running with a lie, and it's so easy
I
for
couldn't
people
stay
to
there.
believe it from the outside, looking into Mississippi's history per se. But it's like you're looking at history. Let's go to each state's history. I bet they're not the best with black people.
But I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. I you know, what is that? I don't know what you're saying, Noah. If I don't care, y'all, and then I'm gonna go ahead and finish playing the video. Right, Ryan. I'm saying why. That's what I'm saying. What he went on. We're not worrying about the history of Mississippi. We are talking about not y'all. I'm not talking about y'all. We talking about Nolan. What happened to Nolan? If they can keep the topic on what happened to Nolan and get off of the history, do the histories on something else. Let's find out what happened to Nolan. I'm not worrying about the history of Mississippi. I want to know where is Nolan and what happened to him and what caused him to drown and all that kind of stuff. Whatever y'all, that's why I want the focus to stay on. We don't focus on the boat. We don't focus on everybody want to talk about the machinery, what's happened to the boat. Everybody want to talk about the history. I'm talking about these kids want to talk about the history of Mississippi. No, we wants to know what happened to that 18-year-old boy. This is getting out. Right, Melissa. It been out of hand.
People change. You learn history so you don't repeat it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Now, hold on, let me see what Anthony said. Hold on for a minute. Could his altercation have sparked a possible fight? Nolan fell victim to. I don't know. Anthony. He said that this is what he's saying. We it's going to be up to us to, think. He's saying that, like, a man said something to him about his girlfriend dropped something in the water. He dropped something that belonged to the girl in the water and his girlfriend in the water. And then the man said, stop talking to her like that. And that's how they got the fight.
What's the craziest lie that you've seen floating around there about this situation? I know there's a lot of mysterious things, but like, what to you? What's the craziest thing that you've heard somebody say about this?
That my buddy in the photo was his lover. That was wild. That's been the utmost craziest because it's like, what? Like, where'd you get that from? I mean, also the lies of just how racist Mississippi is or how racist the coast is.
See, he talking about Ocean Spring. Let's keep it. To me, it's a distraction. We need to talk about Nolan. They keep taking it. They keep distracting, talking about Mississippi and all the races and all that. I don't want to talk about that. I'm trying to. What happened to Nolan?
And yeah, no, you don't know this, man. Like, you have no idea. And what I thought was crazy live from the beginning was he's the only black person on the boat. He's the only black person on the island. No, not at all. Like, not once. Like, where'd you get this background information from? I mean, people.
I think people misunderstood. What his name? Crunk. Crunk said he the only black boy on the boat, not at the island. He said he the only black boy on the boat.
We're on that island, from your vantage point.
On the 4th of July?
Yeah.
Thousands? 13 miles? Like, I mean, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of boats that are carrying minimum 4 to 8, 9 people. Like, I'm talking like on the lower end, and we're talking about smaller vessels here. Man,
Who talking like that, J2? Who talking like that? So I can block him. Who is that speaking on that? Y'all be nice in the chat.
if I had to take a rough estimate in my area of the island that I was in, 400, 500 people easy.
Noah.
If I'm taking an actual estimate,
Okay, hold on.
400, 500 people easy. In our
Hold on, God. Hold on. Okay. All right, I got rid of that person. All right, here we go. Oh, I got rid of him. Okay.
and the group of, I would say, young adults that were in the group of Nolan Wells, 100, 150, 200 people.
So the idea
He said the group of Nolan Well, it was 150 to 200 people. Okay, so listen to what he said right here, y'all. That's why I said if it was them many people on Nolan like that, with Nolan out there, listen to what he said right here. It was them many people. One of them came, if Nolan was drowning, his friends out there would have helped him. I don't know why they trying to make it look like Nolan the only person on the island, but it's 100 of people out there. After the boys on the boat left, Nolan was still out there with his other friends. Who are these strange other boys who fighting everybody out there? They even fought Tristan. And Tristan was so angry he went home. What in the world happened out there on that island? Yeah, somebody saw something.
Once, like, where'd you get this background information from?
How many people are on that island from your vantage point?
On the 4th of July?
Yeah.
Thousands? 13 miles? Like, I mean, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of boats that are carrying minimum 4 to 8, 9 people. Like, I'm talking like on the lower end, and we're talking about smaller vessels here. Man, if I had to take a rough estimate in my area of the island that I was in, 400, 500 people easy. If I'm taking an actual estimate, about 400 to 500 people easy. In our group, in the group of, I would say, young adults that were in the group of Nolan Wells, 100, 150, 200 people.
So the idea that Nolan...
Tristan said in the area where Nolan was, if Nolan was drowning, this is what he said, if Nolan was drowning, somebody saw. Somebody could have helped him. If Nolan was drowning, where was he drowning at? Because Nolan was 6 feet, he was standing up in the water. He could stand up in the water where the boat was close to the shore, and he can swim. He where did he drown at? How did he get way out there in the water and then drown? Why would he go all the way out there, y'all? Let's come on now.
Out with 4 white boys, and they took him to a deserted island, and he was allegedly last seen with a girl, and they just abandoned him.
Hey, Peggy.
What do you say to that?
That's no. We, from the time they left, including myself, and also when I left the island, I could have named 50.
Now, this is what I want y'all to listen to. This is what I want y'all to listen to. Listen, Charity, we having a good topic. Listen, he said when he left the island, we know he left. Cause Javon said he left, and he said he left. He about to name y'all, he said he could name y'all 50 people that I believe he said that they stayed on the island. Listen, y'all, if y'all just joined the chat, just kind of like peek, go back and read stuff and see where we are.
People I really trust behind the helm of the boat that Nolan knew. That he knew. That he could go talk to. Even if...
Listen to what he said. I'm going to back it up again. And y'all just got to excuse me. I'm so used to, since I've been working, shout out to the teachers and the principals and all of that, and the PE teachers and the coaches. One thing we learn to do, we have to listen. We have to listen to everything the kids saying. And that's why, y'all, I apologize, but that's how come you always hear me say listen to every word they saying, so you won't miss nothing. But okay, I rewind it.
And also when I left the island, I could have named 50 people I really trust behind the helm of the boat that Nolan knew. That he knew. That he could go talk to. Even if he was left, there was tons and tons of people out there. There was 10 people, 10 boats that camped out at.
He said there was 10 people, 10 boats that camped out. He just solved the problem for y'all. Listen, y'all, listen to what he said. I need y'all, because y'all thinking. This young man just told the world that I can tell you that when I left, 50 people could have looked out for Nolan. And then he also said, listen, y'all, there was 10 people, 10 boats that camped out. How he know that and he was gone? How he know that there was 10 people in 10 boats that camped out? That's right. Who was on them? Right, Stefan? Who was on them? Who are those 10 people? And who are the 10 boats? What 10 boats is he saying that camped out? How did he say that and he was gone? How do Tristan know that there were 10 people and 10 boats that camped out if he was gone home? Somebody talking.
Horn Island. I know a boat that didn't leave Horn Island until 8 o'clock that night.
Also, Tristan gave y'all some more information. Nobody talking about it but me. He hear him. Tatum hear him. Tatum hear what I'm hearing. But he ain't saying nothing. Taylor hear it. And he puzzling like I am. He said, I know a boat that didn't leave Horn Island till 8 o'clock that night. Nobody talking about that. Nobody talking about it. Right, Melissa. Listen, don't listen, Southern. Listen what this baby is saying to y'all. I know a boat that didn't leave Horn out until 8. How that night? How do he know that if he wasn't on the island? He was at home. Tristan is saying this. I'm not saying nothing. Tristan said this. I'm going to rewind it. That's why it's good for y'all to listen to these kids. Okay, I'm just going to delete her because she acting. I don't have time to do that. I'm trying to find out what happened to Nolan. I ain't got time for it. So I'm gonna rewind this because people not listening to these kids, and it's irritating when people don't listen to children. Hold on, let me take it back.
Nobody never.
Hold on.
Nobody.
Okay, y'all. I don't want y'all to focus on what y'all already know. I want y'all to focus on what this boy is saying. Cause a lot of adults don't like to listen to young people. I do. We ain't talking about nothing else. We talking about what Tristan is talking about. So what I'm gonna do, anybody distract us from what I want y'all to hear, I'm just gonna block you. Because this young man is telling y'all something and ain't nobody taking him serious. I'm not saying nothing. He said it. Now let's listen to the child, to the grown man.
I mean, also the lies of just how racist Mississippi is, or how racist the coast is, and Ocean Springs, and no, you don't know this, man. Like, you have no idea. And what I thought was crazy lie from the beginning was he's the only black person on the boat. He's the only black person on the island. No, not at all. Like, not once. Like, where'd you get this background information from?
How many people are on that island from your vantage point?
On the 4th of July?
Yeah.
Thousands? 13 miles? Like, I mean, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of boats that are carrying minimum 4 to 8, 9 people.
But you know what, Jay?
I'm talking like,
you know what, Jay, too? I had a boys track team, and they were boys, but then I had to have my son help me, so he kept a lot of them straight too, and I had to keep them straight, and I sit in class with them and all that stuff. That's what came with my program. Our young men, some of our young men, black boys, don't know how to express themselves. So I'm trying to look past the way he expressing himself and try to understand him. I'm trying to understand him because some boys express themselves differently, and so I'm trying to understand what he's saying, and he needs somebody to talk to. Our young boys need men to talk to, and they need to listen to them. Because it's getting worse and worse.
And man, we're talking about smaller vessels here. Man, if I had to take a rough estimate in my area of the island that I was in, 400, 500 people easy. If I'm taking an actual estimate, about 400 to 500 people easy. In our group, in the group of, I would say, young adults that were in the group of Nolan Wells, 100, 150, 200 people.
So the idea that Nolan went out with 4 white boys and they took him to a deserted island and he was allegedly last seen with a girl and they just abandoned him. What do you say to that? From the time they left,
including myself, and also when I left the island, I could have named 50 people I really trust behind the helm of a boat that Nolan knew, that he knew, that he could go talk to. Even if he was left, there was tons and tons of people out there.
And I like what Tristan is saying. Tristan said there's no way nothing could have happened to Nolan because it was 50 more people out there that would have made sure Nolan was okay when he left the island.
There was 10 people, 10 boats that camped out at.
Now, how did he know that 10 people and 10 boats camped out there? I just want to know that because since he gone, even if he was living, right.
Horn Island. I know a boat that didn't leave Horn Island until 8 o'clock that night.
Now, I know a boat. This young man just told the world. I know a boat that didn't leave Horn Island till 8 o'clock that night. And I'm surprised, Tatum, you didn't say nothing. You didn't say nothing, Taylor. Why didn't you say anything, Taylor? This boy, why you saying this boy is spreading lies? He's not spreading lies. He told y'all, I know a boat that didn't leave Horn Island till 8 o'clock. This young man is stop saying that this boy is spreading lies. Y'all need to stop. That's what's wrong with our kids now. Don't nobody want to listen to him. He said, but he said this. Right, Avis. That some people can't handle the truth. He said, I know a boat that didn't leave Horn Island till 8. He been on the phone. Right. Okay, y'all, we already know about the drowning, okay, but even though y'all already know what the autopsy said, okay, we ain't talking about that right now. Yeah, you're going to find drowning in an autopsy if there's water in the system. Now, back to what we were saying. Right. Right, nobody talking about, that's just like in every class. This young man came out of his mouth and voice and said something that didn't open nobody's mind but ours. I retired, baby. I don't have to get no job no more. I can stay on YouTube forever if I want to. You get a job, okay? You get a job, okay? Man, I got... Okay. Get you a job and try to retire and do what I do. Okay, here we go. He said, I know a boat that didn't leave Horn Island till 8 o'clock that night. Okay, J2. Okay. Now, 8 o'clock that night, how would he know? Because he been on the phone with his friend. I said my boy Tatum didn't say nothing when he responded to that. I wonder why he didn't say nothing when that boy said that. When he said that, the first thing I would have said, what? You didn't know a boat left? You know what boat was that didn't leave Horn Island till 8 o'clock that night? And I'm just saying, I wonder why Tatum didn't say nothing. Oh. And look, it got quiet. It got quiet. It got quiet. Right. What? Who didn't leave till 8 o'clock? It got quiet. Now the subject is gonna change. The subject is gonna change. We're just talking about the interview, y'all, and what we see. The subject about to change. And he was waiting on Tatum to say something, but Tatum was smart. See, one thing about what Tatum was doing was he when kids speak, I be careful what I say and how I say it because you got to remember his job title.
Nobody would have ever seen. Nobody. Take that back. Nobody would have ever left somebody on Horn Island.
You see, like he said, nobody would have. He said what Warren said. Nobody would have never left Nolan out there. And Nolan had I really want to know who all the other boys on the other boats. I wonder who's the 10. The boys stayed there at 8. I want to know who vessel stayed there to 8 o'clock p.m. I want to know who is the 10 boats of people that stayed overnight. If anybody stayed out there overnight, then they should know something. Ain't nobody crazy.
The place of everybody loves to go and hang out.
Yeah,
That's
we
their
just want the
peace.
truth. Transparency.
Nobody wants to see anybody out there, especially in the boating community. And I can speak on that, like, generally.
And see, y'all gotta remember that they Warren, him, Tristan, no one said nothing about the community of people out there at the park. Only thing they said, and these young men's trying to tell y'all, nobody would have never left Nolan out there. Nobody.
I grew up in it. That's absurd. It's absurd.
So can you help me understand the fight a little better? Because I interviewed Warren, who's your friend, and he had made mention of his.
See, I'm glad Tatum asking him this question. He about to ask him about that fight. Listen, y'all, listen to this. Y'all doing real good. Listen to this.
Was involved in the fight. So can you explain who actually started fighting? And were you fighting his brother, or were you fighting somebody else? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, and I can see now, especially, it's all been blown out of proportion. But so originally, I'll go back a couple steps. Original me and
Okay, I think somebody in the chat asked me something about his fight. He's about to explain to y'all how he got to fighting. Y'all, please listen to this young man. Please listen to him, because people don't listen to our young boys, young men, young adults. But listen to him, please.
my girlfriend, I wouldn't even call it an argument. She was upset that I lost the lid to her koozie. I dropped it in the water. Generally speaking, that's how it started. And I dropped her new koozie in the water, and so she started to let me hear it, and basically told me I was paying for it, and she was really upset with me and mad about it, and I needed to kind of sober up a little bit. And so we're walking back, and during that time, this guy that I'm not friends with, I know of him. I don't know him. I didn't even recognize him when I got in an original fight. He had butted himself into my conversation and basically was telling me how I needed to handle or address the situation with my girlfriend. And man, we weren't even yelling at each other. We weren't arguing. It was more along the lines of, I literally told her, I was like, man, I just want a beer. And she was like, well, go get one, blah, blah, blah. Well, when I said that, she ducked her head underwater, and he had walked up, and he told me that I needed to watch how I talked to my girlfriend. And I looked at him, and I told him, I was like, this has nothing to do with you. We're good. This has nothing to do with you. And he sat there, and he was like, well, I'm going to tell you, I better not hear it again. And I looked at him, I was like, you need to excuse yourself from the situation. And after I came out, he swung. He threw the first punch. And we went back and forth. I remember at one point in time, I look over and I see my uncle, and my uncle's yelling at me to get in the boat. I stopped fighting. As soon as me and him made eye contact, I got in the boat, I'm sorry. And I listened to my uncle.
And what was Warren's brother involvement in this?
And so, I was getting there. So, when I'm on the boat and they're trying to cool me down, I'm trying to get back off the boat because I see the crowd forming up on the island. Well, my little brother and Carter are like really good friends, like best friends, I would say. He's over at our house all the time. Carter heard him still talking crap as he's getting out of the water, and I'm on the boat, and the situation is like done and over with, right? Well, he sees him talking crap, so Carter gets up, and more along the lines of defending me. And for what? He was like, well, if you got a problem with Tristan, we can handle it right here.
So what's the racial breakup of these people that are involved? So the guy that you fought was
white.
No, Tatum, I wanted him to finish talking about the fight. I didn't want you to interrupt him because I need to hear what he was going to finish saying about the fight. That part, I want to hear that part. God, I hate you. Stop him.
The only black guy involved in this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
And at all. Like, I mean, I don't know. Carter is white. The dude I got in a fight with is white. I was the only black guy involved in this. My girlfriend's white. My uncle's white. There was no other black guy involved. And I know Big Crump tried to run with a story saying I was Nolan. Well, I was like, nice try. But there was another black guy on the island.
But Crump didn't say, he just said it was Nolan said, give me my phone. And I ain't heard nobody mention about give me my phone. So me and Crump probably have a video that we don't have.
So now your whole narrative needs to change again.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, but that was Carter's involvement, and that was kind of it. Like, after the fight, man, I remember getting off the boat. I got off the boat, and I walked up to the island, and I was telling people, I was like, hey, like, I just need to cool off, like, let me be. This is after everything is dispersed. There was no crowd anymore when I walked off the boat. And I was like, let me be. Well, again, my uncle yelled at me, and I was like, I don't care what you're doing. Get back on the boat, we're leaving. So I got back on the boat, and we left shortly after that.
Well, at least I know you from the interviews that you've done. Some of the other boys haven't spoken out at all.
I wish the boys weren't interrupted.
Yeah.
You've had a chance to use your voice to put the truth out there. You did an interview with, I think, ABC. You also did an interview with the Rolling Stones.
That was my first interview, yeah, with Rolling Stone.
The first interview was Rolling Stones, then ABC?
And then ABC, yes.
Now, from what you told me before this interview is that the Rolling Stones gave you a very fair interview. It seemed like the young lady who interviewed you articulated very clearly what you told her with no fluff, no nothing added.
And she cared. She really did care, and she made sure that what she was telling was the complete truth behind everything, with me, with my uncle, and then also fact-checking on her side as being in media.
Tristan, I believe you, but I believe people not listening to you. Like they don't listen to when they ask their kids to tell them something. When children are talking, people don't like, some adults don't like to listen to them. They like to get what they saying out, but they don't never want the kids to talk. And I believe Tristan. I believe him. But the only part what scared me is when the mama says she don't know him.
A line, man. And
You think he capping be more?
It was really genuine. When I felt that, it brought me to tears because it was like that's.
So be more. I believe him what he's saying, but I just had a question. I would ask him a lot of questions because I wanted to know how he know that there was 10 boats and 10 people camped out, and I also want to know how did he know that the person stayed out there till 8 o'clock. It's a lot of questions that need, and I think a grand jury already asked it. I'm telling you as I go, boo. She don't know how, but he knew Nolan through the other boys. Right. Okay. Yeah.
The truth. That's exactly how it needed to be worded. And I appreciated her. I appreciated her a lot. And we took her out to One Island this morning to do another little bit. But she's done well, and that's the truth. Her story is nothing but the truth.
Now, ABC, on the other hand, did they treat you fairly, or how did that go?
So, I don't want to say they treated me unfairly. The quotes that he used in the article, he did ask me for my permission on it. And I gave it to him to an extent. I changed up some stuff, and that he initially didn't change. When he came out,
Hush, Camper.
the voice recording.
Excuse me, y'all. That's my dog.
That's really what gets me, because that's what the main people are listening to, right? They're not going in and reading in depth in the article and really seeing everything. They're just going off of, well, what's on TV, because people don't like to read these days. But how they made that and cut a lot of my voice sounded horrible. Sounded bad. I didn't like it. I didn't like that side of it, but it already aired, so what was I gonna do? Really?
And at one point, I could have sworn you said that you didn't feel comfortable doing the interview on camera.
Yes.
And did you do that because you didn't want to be visibly
So
promoted on television, or what? How did that?
So the side of that, and I didn't want to be on camera for two main reasons. I never wanted to do an interview and get famous. I never wanted any attention, per se, famous attention.
But it seemed like, Tristan, it seemed like people don't listen to you. It seemed like I'm just saying, y'all, it seemed like he talked like he speaks out as if people don't listen to him and believe what he say. It looked like he have a problem with people communicating with him. And Nolan probably on the one to sit down and listen to him.
The negative side of it, I'm doing what I think is right. I never wanted any positive attention, let's say. All I wanted to be is for my guys to know that I had their back, and I got Nolan's back, and I didn't want the investigation especially on social media side, I guess, and with Ben Crump and their legal team, to go down the wrong path at all. That was my sole purpose, is to tell the truth and to clear up lies. When I talked to ABC, they wanted to do an in-person interview, and I told them no. I told them no because I'm getting death threats, and I don't like.
But if you told ABC, NBC, ABC, whatever you said, that you didn't want it, you was getting threats and you didn't want to do the interviews, why you on Tatum's show? If you were getting threats, baby, you on the TV now. Do y'all know y'all on TV? Do you know you been on TV, or do you know? Do you have your lawyer sitting right there beside you? Do you have a responsible adult sitting on the side of you while you telling your interview? Because when you did the NBC and you were getting threats, then you on here. Do you know you on TV? Right? It don't make NBC was gonna pay him. They paid him. But the thing is, what I'm saying is he's saying he was getting threats before when he did the interview with NBC. But now he on Tatum's show. What he think? If he was so afraid, he wouldn't have did this interview. I wouldn't have did this interview.
is what it is. I'm not putting myself out there any more than I need to. And I'm not getting sit behind a...
If that was my child, and my children grown, they from like 30 on up. And my thing is, I've been sitting right there beside him, telling him that's what the mama said, big boy, what you said. But I wouldn't even let him talk anymore. Once he did that NBC, I wouldn't have had him nobody interviewing him. What you say, Rick, Nick? He just talked because he got a little cash for his story. Money do make you talk. $8 would make you holler. Sure will. He sure will want a Valerie. Boy, I wonder how much he made. For somebody to be threatening this young man like that, that interview made him talk.
Camera, and so for somebody to watch me talk about my best friend. And I told him, I was like, if you want to do an article, it's okay.
Right, Pilot.
I'll talk and you can do the article on that side of it.
So why we not talking about Nolan? Why we talking about your interviews? I know that, right? I need a quick $1,500. But yeah, do you think it's possible that those boys were involved in it? And you know what, Pilot? I'm just gonna not say nothing. Everything, look, Pilot. A lot of things came through my mind with the people who out there, the people that was on that island. Yeah, they came through my mind, but I just didn't say nothing about it. I just kept that to myself. But you on the right track to me. The attorney was... Oh, okay, that's good, Gil. That's good. Okay, the attorney was there. That's good. Himself, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, that's good. Let me see. Nick, okay. Alan, see, we talking about Nolan. You coming in here why don't you donate me a microphone, baby? See, we talking about Nolan. I'm not about to get nobody no attention. Now, let me go back to my baby. Let me find out what happened to my TikTok grandson.
I never originally wanted to go.
Right, David.
He convinced me into only using my voice, which now I regret, and I wish I would have just sat in front of a camera so you can visibly see the cuts. But they manipulated the interview pretty well. They made it sound a lot worse. And I know for a fact, most of that interview, you can't understand me because I was in tears the entire time talking about it. When he asked me about Nolan's death,
I see you up, Alex.
he put it at, if you listen to it carefully, he cuts it and not just say die. Nobody wants to see him die. Don't talk like that, man. It's not what I said. I did say died during at one point in our interview, but I said we didn't want to see his life being taken from us, period. They didn't put that. They twisted some things around.
You know what, Nick? Now I spoke about, y'all can go back and check that video out and get you some food and sit down and eat, drink and smoke. But the video, we went over the video yesterday, broke it down. That video sound like, first thing I said, I just didn't understand why the news put out two separate videos. That same news put out the separate video. One was from the news point of view, and the other one was for CTO. They put their another news, but it's the same news people. Why did they put out two different audios? One with them talking one with them not talking in the beginning, and one with them talking at the beginning.
They almost made a different narrative to where it's like now people are coming out and lying, and it's like, and no. And I
was wondering if you were gonna. I remember I was like, I could have sworn he said he didn't want to be on camera, and they put your picture all over the news. I mean,
well, if he didn't want to be on camera, camera. And ain't nobody got nothing against Tatum. These are my opinion, and my opinion is not necessarily based on facts. If he didn't want to be on camera, he shouldn't even been on this interview.
How did you feel about that? Was that something that you were okay with them doing it, or?
Don't cuss, Nick.
I accept it.
I'm not gonna block you. I'm just gonna.
So I know that's where they probably got that original.
God, which I can move your.
But still,
Try not to cuss in the chat.
You tell them, I don't want to. Even if you gave me the permission to Rolling Stones, you go, I don't want to be on camera, and they put your picture up there on camera anyway.
And you know what, Sherry? I want to know who called the grandfather, and who grandfather was that? Who grandfather is that? Cause I don't believe that. If they called the grandfather, why would they call the dispatcher? I really believe this is what happened, Anita. I think a buck chip went missing. Wow. So you think it turned? You think that? So, Paulin, you think that it turned into something else? Later, you figure that Nolan was out there when it turned to something else. That's what you saying, Pilot? Well, they probably brought the alcohol with them. They had it too. I thought, okay, I heard it. See, I thought it was Warren's grandfather. And then it threw me off because Warren really didn't know who the boat belonged to. That's the way he talking to me. But we'll listen to it again, though. Oh, it was Warren's grandfather. I really believe a crypto wallet is involved. It is a pilot, allegedly. Well, if it was Warren's grandfather, it didn't seem like he knew about who owned the boat. That was called an audio door. About what Nolan was. Wow, it's crazy. I hope Nolan didn't. When Nolan was still out there, I hope Nolan didn't get connected to the wrong boat's pilot. Just like he said, I hope he didn't see something that he wasn't supposed to see while he was out there on the island. You know what I mean? I hope not.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's odd, but.
Well, Melissa, don't get confused, baby. And don't get confused. And you won't get confused if you put two and two together what the kids is saying. The main thing is to listen to what the kids put out there and write it down and think about it. Yeah, it's okay.
Generally speaking, man, like, I'm worried about my family's safety, but I have no regrets in what I've done and what I've said. Not one. I sleep better at night now that I've spoken up, and I felt like
he said he sleep better at night now that he's spoken up. Pilot. Wow, he sleep better? I couldn't sleep better knowing my friend, something happened to my friend. Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm just a different friend. I couldn't sleep better because I be trying to do some investigating on my own. What happened to her? Let me call all of us, need to have a meeting and talk about this. Well, it's, you know what, Gil? Just let him, that's his opinion. That's his opinion, Gil. That's his opinion. Now what he's saying, yeah, it's conspiracy. It's okay. Speculation and allegations, it's okay. Because that's what they want y'all to think. This is what they want y'all to believe. Right, be more. It's a lot going on.
doing my part of the good, and help any other time if anything else pops up that I can't help with. And I genuinely just want the truth to be heard about it all, and it kills me and it breaks my heart that.
Well, Tristan, I appreciate you saying what you saying, baby. But a lot of things that you said, they better investigate it because you just gave them some information. And that would never erase my mind when you said it was 10 votes and people camped out there and you know that somebody stayed out there till 8 p.m.
Going to this. Like, this is at home. This isn't something I'm just watching through a screen, listening to you talk about it or listening to somebody else talk about it. I'm living this. I'm getting the calls from my buddies crying, asking me how I'm not scared out of my mind. How am I okay dealing with all this?
See, your buddy called you and your buddy calling you and asking you, hold on, said what?
Through a screen, listening to you talk about it or listening to somebody else talk about it. I'm living this. I'm getting the calls from my buddies crying, asking me how I'm not scared out of my mind. How am I okay dealing with all this?
So one thing that kind of stood out to me, there was a big contradiction on television, was you said in your interview that you were really, really good friends with Nolan, his best friend. Nolan's mother said on television that, as if she don't even know you and she don't know who you are, and you're definitely not, at least is what she alluded to, you're definitely not his best friend. So what's the truth in that?
Now listen,
how does that affect you?
Listen to this part, y'all. But what you say, what her name said, what she said, okay. God, I'm trying to find out. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Oh, somebody said something. I wanted to see what they were saying, and I don't even see their message. Your message disappeared.
How did that make you feel?
So yeah, so she
Listen, y'all, he about to talk about the mother now, because y'all doing a good job. He seemed to only try to point out the contradictions in one direction. Mama don't know how he ain't that close. Now, Pauline, I want y'all to hear this. Break this down. Listen to this, y'all. Come on, y'all. I want y'all to listen to him, okay?
Touched, and she said that we weren't childhood best friends, and she's not wrong. She's not wrong. I moved to Ocean Springs in 9th grade.
Now, he said that the mother wasn't wrong. He said the mother wasn't wrong. Tristan said that Nolan's mother wasn't wrong. I am not Nolan's best friend. I wasn't Nolan's best. Let me break it back it up what he said, because he got that in the 9th grade. Listen to what he's saying, y'all, because it's being misunderstood what Tristan saying. Because he got a problem with it's the way he expressed himself, that's all. Brandon, I was expecting a different answer. Y'all funny.
They almost made a different narrative to where it's like, now people are coming out online. And it's like, man, no.
Hold on, y'all, let me push it up. I went too far back.
I remember I was like, I could have sworn he said he didn't want to be on camera.
Hold on, y'all. Let me push it up.
I agree. It's asking me how I'm not scared out of my mind. How am I? Like, this is at home. This isn't something I'm just watching through a screen, listening to you talk about it or listening to somebody else talk about it. I'm living this. I'm getting the calls from my buddies crying, asking me how I'm not scared out of my mind. How am I okay dealing with all this?
So one thing that kind of stood out to me, there was a big contradiction on television, was you said in your interview that you were really, really good friends with Nolan, his best friend. Nolan's mother said on television that, as if she don't even know you, and she don't know who you are, and you're definitely not. At least is what she alluded to. You're definitely not his best friend. So what's the truth in that, and how did that affect you? How did that make you feel?
So she originally touched and she said that we weren't childhood best friends, and she's not wrong. She's not wrong. I moved to Ocean Springs in 9th grade. I met Nolan in 9th grade, as I've stated in my Rolling Stone interview. Nolan was my best friend though. She can believe it or not, that was my best friend. No, me and her never had a sit down in depth conversation like me and you're having now.
Okay, so Nolan mama don't know him. His mama don't know him. You know, he met Nolan in the 9th grade, so she don't know him. I don't care if he do what he don't came over to the house. She don't know him, but I wonder if she seen him. The ninja line. This for real, okay, YB. Thank you.
As always, hey, how are you doing? I've been to her house multiple times. I've taken Nolan to school multiple times. I've left my vehicle at her house multiple times, even including the new vehicle I just got.
But just because, Tristan, listen, Tristan, just because you left your car at her house multiple times, it's other friends left their car at his house, at her house multiple times, and she just don't mind y'all leaving y'all car, but that don't mean moms don't really pay y'all no attention like that. They be so busy and stuff. Like my boys got friends. My boys got tons of friends. I don't know all of them boys, but I know the main friend though.
I got left at her house for 2 days, and I haven't even had it for 4 months. My vehicle before that stayed at her house for almost a week. Me and her son went on trips together. We went to Florida for spring break.
You know what, Devin? That's who they need. The lawsuit needs to be toward Mississippi, the state of Mississippi, and that ocean out there, wherever they were. Now let me finish. Listen here. He went to Florida. Okay, just because you Nolan went to this Florida spring break with you, baby, we don't be knowing. My son just told me something the other day what he did in middle school and left he on the football team, and he just not telling me this. And he's 31 now. He's 31 or 32. I can't keep up with their age. And he said, Mama, when I was in middle school right up the street from us, they can walk to school. He said, I had to tell my principal I had to come home because I left the pot on the stove with my mouthpiece, and football players wear the mouthpiece. And she wasn't gonna let me go, and I told her I have to leave because my mama stole on. You don't know my mama, and then if you don't let me go, I'm just gonna walk out this door because she wasn't gonna let him go. He said he thought about the house. I mean, we don't know what be going on. Parents who work like me, we don't be knowing what's going on. So parents don't be looking at the friend. And then my son was on the drum line. He know a lot of boys. I mean, he always, we don't know these boys. And the friends leave their car. I said, oh, they must be one of Nolan's friends. That must be Nolan's car right there. You know what I mean? So just because Nolan goes on a trip with you, just because Nolan has your car over there, and just because you speak to the mom, I don't understand why the mama just didn't say, I seen him, but I don't know him. I think it's misunderstood. They need to say, they say they don't know him. They say they don't know him at all. Like they ain't even seen him. But they always smiling when it comes to Tristan. They always smiling. It's, Nolan was a nice kid from what I hear everybody speaking of. Why is he being treated like this? That's what I don't understand. The good people always be treated wrong when something happened to them.
Together. You don't know me? I'm in all these homecoming and prom photos as our whole friend group. Me and Nolan are standing next to each other.
Well, I don't know his name, Tristan or
Nolan's
Tracy,
last
but
name.
his name Tristan or Tracy. It don't matter. They've been calling my name wrong all my life, but I know you're talking about me. I was a friendly person, so I know you're trying to say my name. I didn't make it a fair. It don't make no difference. Tristan or Tracy. It don't make. As long as you know it's him who we talking about.
My last name at one point in time was Walker. We were by each other in the alphabet when we graduated.
See, Tristan, I think his name's Tristan. I don't know, Tristan. Wait, okay, I'm gonna say Trey. This young man right here, I'm gonna say that. This young man talking about we was by each other in the alphabets when we graduated. What do they have to do with the mama knowing you, baby? What do it have to do with the mama knowing your car, seeing your car? What is it got? Have y'all ever had a best friend like you so much until they want to be known through your family or known through your friend? It's just something. Right, okay.
Man, that's mind-boggling. It's insane. Me and Nolan.
But I just can't believe that. I wonder why, if the mom seen him, but parents be so busy, y'all, focusing on their job and they other kids, and they be so tired. They ain't got time to be looking at you. They ain't got no that time. They ain't got no time to be looking at him. Walking by, hey, Miss So-and-so, our mind ain't on these children.
Classes together. Me and Nolan has always stayed tight. Nolan has always known that he could call me whatever. And like I mentioned, like I got a new phone number 2 months ago. Nolan was the only friend that had my phone number out of the friend group, and I still call them my best friends. But we communicate on other social medias.
Hold on. You said, okay, Tristan. See, she got me trying to pronounce your name. Anyway, young man. I think you can tell them. I believe off air, you can tell them a little bit more. I think off air, you can give the police some more information. This informational, he's an informational person. He can really tell the police some stuff. I believe he can get the police some information.
But it's like, no one called me on the day to meet up.
You said Nolan, yeah, Nolan dad is his stepdad, allegedly. That's what I heard, that's his stepdad.
With me on the 4th out there, but we weren't good friends, we weren't close friends. And when I say best friend, man, I don't want to take away anybody how close they were to Nolan. But when I think of a best friend, I think of Nolan. Somebody I can call.
He said, when I think of a best friend, I think of Nolan. But then also he called Nolan his best. In his mind, Nolan is his best friend. I believe this young man right here, if they investigate him, they will get more answers from him. You know what I mean? I think that they will get more answers. Listen to what he's saying. I believe they can get some information out of him. If they sit down and just listen to him talk, record him.
Somebody that I've stayed up and I've cried to. that was one of my best friends, generally speaking. She might not think it. That's okay. Me and Nolan knew.
Well, that's Nolan's mother. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to respect his mother because that's her son. And I'm going to respect her, and that's her son. She want to know what happened to her baby. So it's not what you might not believe what the mama think, whatever she think or thought. She know his best friends. She knows the best friend and the parents. It ain't nothing to be getting upset about, Tristan. He need to be Yeah, he needs to be. They really need. I think they already interrogate him. They got some information from this young man right here. I know they got some information. We appreciate the information that he just put out there. This young man right here got some information. And he said he feel good that he got everything out on the table. He got some more, but he can't say it on here.
Knows where we stand with each other. And period, and no one knows that.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. With interviewing with me, right? We came out here to Mississippi. We just want to give the boys a voice, give you guys a voice. And I'd say all the other outlets that you could have spoken to, why do you feel?
Okay, they don't change the subject.
You wanted to talk to me tonight.
Okay, what now? Hold on. Now what going on? What, he ain't got nothing. Okay. All right, y'all. That was Tristan. That is the boy Javon was speaking of, saying that he got put out the island. That did what Javon said, that he got put out the island. Okay. Let me see. I don't want to play this. I think we seen everything except for. Did we see this? I probably ain't got to it yet. Right here. Let's. Oh, y'all. I want to take y'all back here. I want to take y'all back here to the coach. See, when I first heard the case, I didn't think about racism. I knew kids have friends. I got white friends. I got Chinese friends. I got friends. So I never would have thought that that's what this was all about. It confused me because I thought it was about him. Nolan drowned. Or what happened to him out there at, hey, Rochelle, at the island. That's what I wanted to know, what happened to him. I didn't think like everybody else thought. Now I want y'all to hear what the coach said. Listen to the coach. I'm a coach. I'm a retired coach too. 25 years of track and field, so in softball. So I deal with kids. I listen to them all the time, y'all. They got good stories. But you got to be able to listen to them. Now listen to this coach.
Island there's nothing there. There are no buildings. It's a sandbar basically, and there are no cameras. There's nothing there that would record anything that happened. So the authorities need people to come forward and tell them what they saw. A lot of the people in Nolan's life, of course, still grieving his loss, and some of them very much involved in the search and in the support of his family.
Pilot, I want you to listen to the coach right quick. No, it's nobody not over. Like, everybody is speaking what it is. People has every right to speak their opinion and what they think, what they are putting out about the story. That's all it is. Just listen to the. Listen, but listen. If you already heard it, you don't want to hear it no more, Pilot. I'm trying to respect you. Even if you heard this, you probably didn't hear it. You probably wasn't listening to it. Okay, well, let's listen to it again, because it's something you missed. It's something you missed.
After this tragic death. So one of them is joining us now, someone who was close with Nolan because he coached him in high school football. Tracy Lampley, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. So Tracy, my understanding is you were close to the family, and you actually, helped in the search for Nolan before his body was found. Can you give us a sense of what his parents think happened here? Do they believe this was just an unfortunate accident, tragedy, or that it's something more sinister?
Well, just to correct you a little bit, I didn't actually help for the search, but I was in Ocean Springs when it happened, and I was still in disbelief when I got the news that Nolan was missing. So when I got all the details surrounding the case, that they told me he was out at Horn Island, and he came up missing or whatnot. I talked with his dad, and we just had a conversation. That was kind of after the fact when they had found his body, because I was just giving the family their respect that they deserve, and when everything first took place, but I was sharing all the detail that the family was sharing, just putting the word out there, and just so everybody could be on notice and everybody be paying attention to what the parents was asking of the community. But I gave the family their space, but then when they found their body, I pulled up to the house and just paid my respect, and me and the dad had conversations, and we talked, and man, it's just devastating.
When you say you talked to the dad, did he kind of accept this as an accident and a tragedy, or was he more suspicious?
Well, no, he was more so just searching for answers right now, because it had just happened, and there was a lot of questions still unanswered, you know what I mean? And the family just want to know what happened and what was going on, because the questions that they've been asking have not, truly been answered. And so y'all now just sitting back and waiting on the autopsy to come back, and waiting on the family to give more details about, what they have received moving forward.
Tracy, can you tell us, just talk to us about Nolan? Obviously, he's a high school football star, and usually high school football stars have a pretty close relationship with their coaches. What can you tell us about just Nolan as a human being, and what you saw from him and how he interacted with other people in school, with his friends?
Yes, Nolan was a great young man, with a big personality. Everybody gravitated to Nolan because of his smile. He just wanted everybody to be happy, and he was a joy to coach, a joy to be around. To sum Nolan up, long story short, Nolan is a guy that I would let date my daughter. That's the kind of character he had, and that's the kind of person that his family raised.
So, getting to the last time he was seen on the island, I think just your point of view on his personality is interesting. I mean, there were rumblings that he may have gotten into an argument, that there might have been a confrontation or something like that. I mean, was he a guy who would stand up, where, his hackles would go up, or was he more of a get-along type guy?
He's more of a get-along type guy. Don't get me wrong. Now, if something happened, he'll defend himself, but I knew right.
See, Nolan could have been, y'all, like he said, that he's a good guy. And Nolan probably was defending himself out there. We don't know. He could, like the coach, all the boys going to stand up for themselves.
In that video, that wasn't Nolan. But out of respect, the person that I knew who it was, I waited until he spoke about it. And then, I told people, yes, that's who that was in the video. It was another person, another kid that I, taught at Ocean Springs.
Now, see, the coach said that wasn't Nolan. Y'all heard what he said. The coach said that wasn't Nolan. That was another kid voice. I'm gonna back it up. He said that was another kid voice that he taught at Ocean Spring, and that was Tristan. That was Tristan voice who he talking about. Don't bag it back.
About it. And then, I told people, yes, that's who that was in the video. It was another person, another kid that I, taught at Ocean Springs. And I knew exactly that wasn't Nolan.
He said that wasn't Nolan.
He's a high school football star, and usually high school football stars have a pretty close relationship with their coaches. What can you tell us about just Nolan as a human being, and what you saw from him and how he interacted with other people in school, with his friends?
Yes, Nolan was a great young man, with a big personality. Everybody gravitated to Nolan because of his smile. He just wanted everybody to be happy, and he was a joy to coach, a joy to be around. To sum Nolan up, long story short, Nolan is a guy that I would let date my daughter. That's the kind of character he had, and that's the kind of person that his family raised.
So, getting to the last time he was seen on the island, I think just your point of view on his personality is interesting. I mean, there were rumblings that he may have gotten into an argument, that there might have been a confrontation or something like that. I mean, was he a guy who would stand up, where, his hackles would go up, or was he more of a get-along type guy?
He's more of a get-along type guy. Don't get me wrong. Now, if something happened, he'll defend himself. But I knew right then in that video that wasn't Nolan. But out of respect, the person that I knew who it was, I waited until he spoke about it. And then, I told people, yes, that's who that was in the video, was another person, another kid that I, taught at Ocean Springs. And I knew exactly that wasn't Nolan at the
Okay, so he just told him that wasn't Nolan. He said that boy who they were pointing at, he said that voice who they heard, it wasn't Nolan. It was another kid. And that was Tracy with the name.
The person that I knew who it was, I waited until he spoke about it. And then, I told people, yes, that's who that was in the video, was another person, another kid that I, taught at Ocean Springs. And I knew exactly that wasn't Nolan.
Well, I wonder how Ben Crump think about that, because he said that wasn't Nolan's voice. That Tristan said that was him. So Tristan told the truth. Tristan told the truth. He said that was him who was yelling. That wasn't Nolan. But Ben Crump thought that was Nolan. But the coach just said, no, that wasn't Nolan. That was another kid. Oh yeah, we know that part, but you got to cover up everything. If when you go to the grand jury, everything take place. This video even gonna, the coach gonna even have to testify. Camper.
So,
excuse me,
there's been some talk about, one of the theories is that that he was drinking and that there was a riptide that day, and that maybe he got caught in a bad current out there. Knowing him as an athlete, and we've heard that he did know how to swim, would that surprise you if he ended up in that situation, just from what you know about him as an athlete?
Yes, I mean, it would surprise me, that happened, but like I said, man, I'm just waiting till the family, give out, details of what they done gathered, since, his body been recovered. I don't want to, put no information out there and speculate and add more fuel to the fire. So I'm really sitting back, waiting on the family to give, the public, more facts about the case, because as sensitive as the case is, I don't want to start no rumors or have nobody saying that coach said this and that ain't true. So now I'm just sitting back, waiting on the family to give the public, details about it, and I think in due time that information will come out.
And finally, look, there's a reality to life these days. Was there racial tension at the school? I mean, you were certainly able to observe, and it's something people are talking about, whether it's a factor at all or not. Was there racial tension at the school?
No, I don't think it was no racial intention at the school, from my experience, because you have, predominant white school, you have black kids there, and they all, played and grew up together and got along. Some stuff might have happened that I didn't see, so, I can't speak wholeheartedly on it, but from what I did see, it was a tight-knit community, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Well, Tracy, we really appreciate
I just wanted to bring that back to attention, because all this stuff gonna play, everything that we showing is gonna play a role. Here we go. Now in the last video I have for y'all is this one. And then we can listen to the other video I played, the Cito video, and then we'll end it that way, okay? Right.
Nolan Wells died from an accidental drowning. The state medical examiner's office has now completed its autopsy, which lays out the official cause and manner of death.
The medical examiner would know that it was a drowning because the water would be in your lungs. If there's no water present, then
it wasn't a drowning, it was something else. Authorities now plan to send the autopsy findings to a grand jury, but a former Hinds County prosecutor familiar with the grand jury process believes investigators would want to submit additional information other than the autopsy so the grand jury could decide whether someone could face criminal charges in connection to Wells' death. Maybe this is going to be a grand jury process that may take a day or a couple days, where they have people coming in to testify. All of the witnesses, who were there on that day may have seen, Nolan Wells, and they want to give their testimony, in front of the grand jury. An independent autopsy commissioned by Wells' family found his death to be undetermined. The state crime lab didn't send Wells' throat and windpipe for the other pathologists to examine. Of course, we heard, from Attorney Ben Crump about the throat being missing. They would look at things like that. I think if there was maybe trauma to the throat, that would say a little bit more. The grand jury process is secret. Attorney Jasmine Davis says there's no limit for how long they could gather behind closed doors to consider any evidence. They could meet for months and in the end agree with the autopsy about how Nolan Wells died or come up with a completely different conclusion.
Okay, and the last video, because y'all did real good with y'all opinion, is this video.
Check out this boat guy. Ahoy, Captain. But he went boating without insurance and his pontoon got damaged.
My arms are tired. How many? All right, do you need the United States Coast Guard?
Hold on, y'all. Let me start it from the beginning. Only thing about this CTO dispatch call, why did the news play this if they was gonna play the other one, and then on this one it's different? I understand how they cannot tell it. Me either, Rhonda. Do y'all really believe they took do y'all think that, I'm just asking a question. Do y'all believe they took the throat out to keep from the second autopsy going through? I'm gonna say it again. Do you all believe that they took, I know they examined the throat, okay, because that's not unusual. Do you believe that they did that to keep from the second autopsy finding a determination? I'm just asking a question, that's all. Because if the throat was still there, the second autopsy could have determined something. So it's going to become undetermined because they don't have the throat. Right. We just talking, y'all.
CTO Assistant, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Bourne, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account.
Okay. Let me start it back over.
CTO Assistant, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Bourne, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's.
Okay. If that, I'm just saying, talking y'all in general. If that was Nolan's grandfather who's called, not Nolan, I apologize, Warren grandfather that called the dispatcher, why would he not know the number, the phone number? I'm gonna say it again. If y'all said that was Warren grandfather who called the chief, the commander, whatever you want to call it, why he said he don't know the phone number? I didn't say it. He said he didn't know the phone number. But the grandfather is the one who called in. That's a question to ask y'all. I don't know the phone number. It's either this, is it. I mean, come on. If that was his grandfather, so y'all got to see who called the grandfather. Who really called the grandfather? Who grandfather is that? And who boat is that? Because the chief don't even know who the boat belongs to. Oh. Oh, he didn't know the count number. That was good, B. More. You shouldn't erase it.
Tito Assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Bourne, and our village phone's not.
You said, I don't think he knew the contact number, but he gave them a phone number. A contact number is a phone number, B. More.
We're thinking. Can you all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just thinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on that account, sir?
I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed.
All right.
He said, I know we have a membership, so they do have a membership. He did, when y'all hear the little blah, blah, he's speaking in between there. So you right, be more, he got a contract number. Okay, so he did, you right, be more, he did give him a contract number and a membership. He didn't know about her, but he said, but we do have a membership. He did say that. You right.
Do you have a membership number or anything? It's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at.
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody.
How many? All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right. All right. Do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Let me go look.
If not, I can send you a text message.
Said that audio wouldn't stand in.
Hey, the word. All right, are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm available.
The word. Bob. 4672.
And you know what, Fence 1684, I believe that's why they played two different videos, two different dispatch calls. This just to throw us off.
All right, 4672. All right, and you were breaking up a little bit. Can you just repeat it one more time to make sure I have it correct?
Sorry, look.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what?
So you're breaking up. If you need assistance, do you have a VHF radio?
No, we do not have the VHF radio.
All right, well, let's try to get you going, because You don't have good cell phone reception. Can you verify your coordinates one more time?
Okay, my coordinates are 30 degrees by 14.684 north, and then west by 88 degrees by 46.79.
Right, looks like you're on Horn Island, correct? Are you
Yes,
on
we are
Horn
on
Island?
Yes.
All right, is the boat sinking or you have it aground?
We were sinking, yes.
Is it aground is the question?
No, we're not aground. We are in
Okay.
17 foot of water. We're in 31 foot of water.
All right, have to ask, what do you want to do? Do you want to be towed back?
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes.
All right, where would you like it towed to, sir?
Been towed to Ocean Springs or Fort Bayou launch.
All right, how many adults and children on board?
No, there's no children.
So, is there anybody on board? How many adults, sir? That was the question.
No, that wasn't your question. You didn't ask him that. You said, were there any children aboard? So he just answered your question. He said there's no children aboard. That was your question.
Hello, can you hear me?
I'm gonna jump in and pull the plug while you're going.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yep, I just need you to answer these questions so I can get you over to the captain.
Okay.
How many adults on board?
There's 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on board the boat?
No.
All right.
Here is over.
He said, she don't make him frustrated. He said there's 0 adults on the boat. She don't got on his nerve.
The age of 21.
Sir, that was not the question. Is there a person, a living individual on the boat?
Is this a real dispatch call? Is this real, y'all? She making me mad. Did you hear what she just asked him? Is this real? I wonder if this real, cause she asked him question. Man, I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Hello.
Yep, I just need you to answer these questions so I can get you over to the captain.
Okay.
How many adults on board?
There's 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on board the boat?
No.
All right.
Nobody here is over the age of 21.
Sir, that was not the question. Is there a person?
Wait, hold up, right here. Hold on. He said there is 0 adults on board. She don't got on my nerve.
Sir?
Hello.
Yep, I just need you to answer these questions so I can get you over to the captain.
Okay.
How many adults on board?
There's 0 adults on board.
There is 0 adults on board. But throughout the whole, since we've been talking about Nolan's case, y'all been calling these kids adults. The young adults, true. They're not fully adults yet. But by law, they consider them as adults. He just told y'all there is 0 adults on board. Let's stay right here, Fence.
Nobody on board the boat?
No.
All right.
Nobody here is over the age of 21.
No, nobody here is over the age of 21. No, and he was honest about that. He said, nobody here is over the age of 21. That's scary right there.
Sir, that was not the question. Is there a person, a living individual on the boat?
Now, Junior, you take it.
breathing on the boat? Is there anybody on the boat?
Yes, there's lots of people breathing on the boat.
All right, how many people, sir?
Like 7.
All right, thank you. Does everyone have life jackets on or available to them?
Yes, we have life jackets available.
All right, verify what boat's sinking.
A Triton, 22-foot offshore, 22-foot Triton offshore sea flight hull.
All right. All right. Please hold. I'm transferring you to the local captain now.
Okay, thank you. This is Captain Seth.
Hi, Captain Seth. This is Vicky from International. How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. I apologize ahead of time. I really do. You're gonna have a fee for service come up under.
Y'all hear how that lady talking? Her voice shows switch up, didn't it? She started speaking. That's why I asked you, y'all. I think this video, this audio call right here, been tampered with because she's so nice. Oh, Chief. Oh, that's this star. But with the kids, are there any living people on the boat? But when the captain, when she got on the phone with the captain, it was like, yes, Captain, this is ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. No, that's 2 different personalities. Good, jeez. She just snapped on them and then she talked sweet to him. I think they've been tampering with this dispatch call. That lady went from nice to aggressive, a little bit too nice.
Offshore, 22-foot Triton offshore sea flight hull.
All right.
Need to be more.
All right. Please hold. I'm transferring you to the local captain now.
Okay, thank you. This is Captain Seth.
Hi, Captain Seth. This is Vicky from International. How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. I apologize ahead of time. I really do. You're gonna have a fee for service come up under. It sounds like a bunch of kids on board on Horn Island. He's letting me know that his father's a member, but he can't give me any information. And he's saying the boat is sinking. And he's on Horn Island. It's just unfortunate. He's just a kid. There's a lot going on. So he said there's about a lot of people on board. He says he thinks about 7. I'm guessing they're all under 18. And I'm not trying to be rude. He wants you guys to go out there and unpump the boat and then tow it in.
Do you know what kind of boat it is?
He said a Triton 24-footer, but that's all he can give me.
Okay. Alright, yeah, I just actually got off the phone with his grandpa, who I'm guessing is the owner of the boat.
Okay, so he just got out the phone with Warren's grandfather. That looked like that should have been in the dispatch calls. You know how we, when we talk to the mortgage company, if you have to pay mortgage like me, we'll say that you can't look at my account and they should have made it in my account what I said. So it looked like this phone call where Warren is reporting to the dispatcher, it should have been there where the dispatcher could have seen that the grandfather called in. You know what I mean? Why she act like she don't see it? Is this the very first call? This the second call. We don't know the order. They putting this stuff in, so we don't know if this the first call or the second call. Okay, if the grandfather called in, Warren wouldn't have him called in, and she would have seen Warren's grandfather report in the system already. Honey.
Yeah, he said,
Okay.
I just hung up with him. He said that they don't need any help right now.
See, the grandfather said that he just got off the phone with him. The grandfather said, not the grandfather, the chief said, I just got off the phone with him. I just got off the phone. I just got off the phone with him. So if he just got off the phone with him, why is Warren saying that it's an emergency. I want to get the boat unseen. So it's something wrong with this sea tow call.
Something changes, he'll call me back. So I'm guessing that they may have figured it out, because that's what he said. So they're in a panic and the boat's going crazy.
Yeah, they're in a panic. He's saying the bill's just not keeping up. I asked for Coast Guard. He said no, but he's just really upset on the back end. And, you know, I get it. It's a kid.
I got what you're saying, Mike. So she won't see the call because, like you said, the grandfather called in. But it looked like the grandfather. Okay, but you know what, Mike? But the grandfather account number, dispatch phone number, a contract number, membership number should have been in the system where he still could have checked with it that way. You know what I mean? It's still, regardless if the account number is in the system. So if the account, somebody called with it, if someone called with that account about that account, you know, number, that membership, it still should be in the system.
He just doesn't understand.
Okay. Do you still have him on the line?
Yes, I still have him on the line. And again, I couldn't find, he couldn't give me anything regarding his grandfather's, you know, membership, so it's just under... Okay,
I see. Now go back to, he didn't know the grandfather membership, so that's why, you're right though, you're right now, Mike. He don't know the membership, since Warren don't know the membership number, she don't know, but she got the name of the information of the boat, the kind of boat it is. I don't understand this sea tow dispatch call.
Fee for service.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just talked to. If you wanna, I mean, I'm not. We're so tied up right now. We can't really do any non-member jobs right now.
Is he a member? Did you find out if he was a member or not?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's his boat or what. I'm not sure.
See, now I know what the dispatcher is. Camper! Now I understand what the dispatcher's saying. Now, he don't know. They are talking about the same boat. But she don't have Warren Dad information number. But the boat that the grandpa just called in is the boat that Warren is on. Yeah, this call right here. This call crazy. This is crazy. Because it looked like the chief would have got the grandson name who owned the boat. They said the call was playing to make it appear like they tried to do something when they already knew what was going on. Yeah.
What's going on with it? Yeah, transfer the kid over. I'll talk to him, and then I'll call his grandpa back.
All right. And did you want me to look up membership number or anything like that to see if he's up? I know you guys are swamped.
Find his cell phone number.
Yes, sir.
He said you can call his cell phone number. But I don't know. He should know the grandfather's cell phone number. They need to get themselves together, but this company need to get themselves together.
Anything on his phone number?
All right. Yep. He's an active member. Hold on.
What kind of boat do you have? Same boat?
He's one of your members. You have 22-foot Triton. All right. I'll just disregard this one. I'm gonna send you over an accurate one under this one. Okay. He's one of your members. You'll get in a couple minutes. Okay.
He's one of your members. Okay. So y'all speaking on the same boat. I don't know about this.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. All right, and just transfer this kid over whenever you get a chance.
All right, transfer him now. Thank you again, Captain.
All right.
Stay safe out there. It's crazy. Have a drink.
All right, wow. All righty, thank you.
All right. Goodbye.
So We wait till tomorrow, y'all, and then see what they'll say about the seal. I don't know if we gonna even hear anything about the autopsy tomorrow. But they gonna play with our minds tomorrow, and then we gonna play with them. But we ain't giving up until we find out what happened to Nolan, y'all. I want to thank y'all for being here, expressing yourself, and respecting what's going on our channel, because we do keep it real over here. And thank y'all for hitting the like button. And y'all, if I get I'm out of here, y'all.